We're about to run through our favorite lower back strengthening exercises that you can do at home to help relieve lower back pain. And if you're someone who likes to train in the gym, then make sure you watch all the way to the end of the video, where we'll share with you some simple strategies to help you modify your training and get back to the gym safely after a lower back injury. Hey, it's Dane from Lift Physio, where we help you overcome injury and maximize your performance. If you're seeing value in this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It makes a huge difference. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's get stuck in. Now, as we go through, make sure to let me know what your favorite lower back strengthening exercise is and why. It might be one that we cover, or it might be one of your own. So whether you agree with me or not, I'd love to know your thoughts. One of the major causes of lower back pain is weakness through the back muscles and core. So it makes sense that we're going to want to strengthen those muscles up if you've suffered a lower back injury. The exercises that we're about to cover range from beginner to more advanced, so make sure you choose the right exercise that's suitable for you. So the first exercise we're going to do here is called the shoulder bridge. So just lying down on your back with your head resting on the floor, your knees bent. So your knees bent up, feet flat on the floor. And from here, you're just going to push down through your feet and lift your hips up into the air, and then coming back down again. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this, and feel free to play around with it. You can do it either by keeping your back nice and straight as you're lifting your hips up, or you can peel your spine off the floor and peel up bone by bone until you're resting on your shoulders, and then coming back down and feel each bone in your spine come back down onto the floor one at a time. So both movements are good. The first one is just keeping your back nice and straight. This second variation is articulating through the spine, which really helps you to control each spinal segment. One way to progress these exercises too is once you're up onto your shoulders, you can start by driving down through one foot and then lift the other leg up off the floor, keeping it out nice and straight. And then bring that foot back down to the floor and change, same to the opposite side. When you're doing this too, trying to really focus on the bony bits at the front of your hips here. We're trying to keep this nice and still, not letting your pelvis drop to the side. And you can do that by really driving down through your heel and activating through your glutes. So that's the shoulder bridge. The next strengthening exercise for your back and your core is called the bird dog. So we're going to come into this 4-point kneeling position with your shoulders stacked over your hands and your hips stacked over your knees. Your spine is nice and straight, and from there, you're just going to extend your arm and opposite leg out nice and straight, staying nice and active through the shoulders. Hold that for a few seconds and then bring them back to the floor and change to the other side. It can help if you have something resting on your lower back, like a little ball or a bottle, just to give you some feedback. And the goal, obviously, is to not let it fall off your back. So to progress this exercise, once you come out like this, you can then bring your arm and leg out to the side, then return it back to that starting position and bring it back in again. So that's the bird dog. And it's a nice little exercise to get those muscles through your core and your back working. So this next exercise is called a good morning. And it's an exercise, again, to strengthen up those muscles in your back. You're gonna start with your knees straight or slightly bent. We're keeping our back nice and straight here, and we're pivoting through the hips and coming back up. So really important here not to round through your back. We're looking to keep our spine in that neutral position, just bending forwards at the hips until you feel tension through your hamstring muscles, and then coming back up again. So we can start with this one just with your body weight. But if you want to progress it, you can simply use a weight, like a plate. Just hold it around your chest, and then again, bending forwards at the hips. Keeping your back nice and straight. If you want to progress it again, you can use something like a band, And what you need to do here is stepping on the band, bring it around your shoulders, staying up nice and tall, knees straight, and again, just bending at the hips to come down, keeping the back straight, and then coming back up nice and tall. So that's the good morning. And the last exercise here is a single leg deadlift. So it's a similar movement to the good morning that we just did, but we're bringing one leg off the floor. So again, standing up tall, little bend through your knee if you like to, and then we're pivoting at the hips, keeping the back nice and straight, and then coming back up tall. So this one will challenge your balance and your stability a little bit as well. And again, we're just coming forwards until you feel that stretch down the back of your legs. And if you want to progress this exercise, then we're adding in a little bit of weight, like a dumbbell in one hand. So that's the single leg deadlift. Okay, so in a moment, we're going to go through some strategies to help you go from lower back injury to back training at the gym. But first, let's go over what we've just learned. There are a range of strengthening exercises that you can do to help strengthen the muscles in your back and core. And the ones that we've covered help in particular to strengthen the muscles through your posterior chain. That's the muscles like your back extensors, glutes, hamstrings, and core. They are the shoulder bridge, the bird dog, good mornings, and the single leg deadlift, each with their own variations to make them easier or harder depending on your capability. Okay, so now that you've regained a base level of strength through your lower back and core, you're probably wondering if it's safe to return to training at the gym. Here is one simple strategy that you can use when you want to get back to doing lifts like squats and deadlifts at the gym, which are great exercises to strengthen up your back. But obviously you want to get back to them safely. And a great way to do this is by modifying the movements by limiting the range of motion that you're moving through. For example, instead of doing a full squat where your hips are going below the level of your knees, you can start by squatting down to a box, bench, or chair. And for the deadlift, instead of lifting from the floor, why don't you try an exercise like a rack pull, where you're setting the bar up on a squat rack and lifting the bar first from the level of your knees. This way, you can still get a great workout whilst you ease yourself back into these movements after you have a back injury. And as you continue to recover, get stronger and more confident, you can start to increase that range of motion through those exercises once again. So there you have it, some of our go-to lower back strengthening exercises to relieve pain, as well as how to get back to training at the gym after a lower back injury. If you found this video helpful, then make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.